Hello friends, welcome to Gem Recaps. Today we are going to explain the thriller, slasher movie, The Strangers Pray at Night, so watch till the end and don't skip the video. The story starts in a secluded trailer park while off-season. The three masked psychopaths Dollface, the pinup girl, and the man in the mask arrive in their pickup truck at night at a couple's trailer. One of the psychopaths wakes a sleeping female resident by knocking at their door. When the female investigates her trailer, she sees an intruder already in the house, who kills her off-screen and then lies down in bed next to the woman's sleeping husband. Elsewhere, a couple, Mike and Cindy, are getting ready to go on a trip with their daughter Kinsey and son Luke to their aunt and uncle's trailer park to spend some time together as a family before Kinsey leaves for his boarding school. They stop by a park to pick up their son Luke as he is playing a game with his friends. Kinsey was being sent to boarding school because of her bad behavior and poor grades, but Kinsey was disappointed about going to boarding school. After going a little further, Cindy sends a voice message to her uncle that they will be late in reaching there. At night, the family stops at a dinner where Kinsey steps outside to smoke. Cindy also goes outside to talk to her daughter. As Cindy approaches Kinsey, she tells her mom that they see her as a burden and that's why they are sending her to a boarding school. After the family arrives at the trailer park and Cindy enters his uncle's shop to find a note and key left by Uncle Marvin so they can go to their trailer. Once they get to their trailer, suddenly Dollface knocks at their front door and asks for Tamara. But Cindy tells her that she arrived at the wrong place. No, Tamara lives here, and Dollface walks away. Then Kinsey goes out of the trailer to get fresh air, but also to get away from everyone. Luke goes after her. Luke and Kinsey walk together and come across a trailer with the door open. They enter the trailer and hear a banging sound coming from a room, and they open the door to find a cause for the banging sound, but suddenly a dog comes out of the room. The two then notice a rancid smell coming from one of the rooms. Luke sees hello written repeatedly in red on the window. Kinsey notices something covered with a sheet. She pulls it off and finds Cindy's aunt and Uncle Marvin's mutilated bodies, the couple seen in the opening scene. After seeing this, they too run out of there. Here Dollface again knocks at their front door and asks for Tamara and runs away. Now Mike and Cindy decide to look for the children and go out. Finally, Mike and Cindy find their children and saw they are in hysterics. Cindy takes Kinsey inside to their trailer to call the police while Mike and Luke go back to Marvin's trailer. After arriving at their trailer, Cindy discovers that all of their phones have been smashed. Moments later, Dollface appears behind them with a knife. Cindy and Kinsey run into the bathroom and lock themselves in. Kinsey gets out through an opening in the ceiling as Dollface starts trying to break in. Cindy helps her daughter escape, but Dollface breaks in and stabs Cindy to death. Kinsey watches this and flees from there while crying. In Marvin's trailer, Mike and Luke see Marvin's body, along with Aunt Cheryl. Mike gets emotional by this, as they try to return to their trailer, but when they open the door they see Man in the Mask outside and Mike suddenly closes the door. Mike finds Marvin's gun and loads it. Mike threatens to use it on the Man in the Mask, and as they open the door, Man in the Mask vanishes from there. They return to their trailer and find Cindy dead, causing the two of them to break down. Mike and Luke search for Kinsey in the family's minivan, but the masked man throws a brick at the windshield, causing the van to crash. After the two regain consciousness, Mike finds himself pinned to a seat by a wooden piece of the trailer's porch. He gives Luke the gun and tells him to go find Kinsey and get out of there. Mike tells Luke he is proud of him. After Luke leaves, Mike is killed by the masked man with an ice pick. Man in the Mask then chases after Kinsey in his car. She finds a hiding spot and yells at him to leave them alone, but Pinup Girl emerges next to her and says they are just getting started. Kinsey runs back to the trailer and is attacked by Dollface, who slashes her arm and stabs her leg. but Luke arrives there and holds Dollface at gunpoint. Then the siblings flee from there and hide in a different trailer. Here Luke bandages Kinsey's wounds, and they try to calm each other down. Kinsey blames herself for them being there, as they wouldn't have had to take the trip if she wasn't always being bad, but Luke tells her to stop talking like that. But Man in the Mask then rams into the trailer with his car, breaking the trailer's wall and forcing the siblings to run, but Luke leaves the gun behind. Luke leaves Kinsey hidden under a porch and he runs to the shop to get help. He picks up the phone from the store and calls the police, but the connection is lost as someone messes with the power connection. Luke then grabs a golf club from the store and runs toward the pool where Pinup Girl attempts to attack him, but he whacks her in the face with the club. He tries to unmask her, but she tries to stab him. Luke manages to take the knife from her and stab her to death. Man in the Mask shows up moments later with his axe and goes after Luke. The two fall into the pool and struggle for the knife. Luke tries to get away, but Man in the Mask stabs him and leaves him to bleed out. Kinsey manages to find Luke and keep him hidden while she tries to get help. Kinsey manages to get a cop to stop and try to help her, but Dollface slashes the cop's throat. Kinsey tries to get away in the officer's car, but Dollface has the keys. She opens the door and starts slashing at Kinsey, but Kinsey grabs the officer's rifle and shoots Dollface away. Kinsey takes off Dollface's mask and asks her why they are doing this. With a bloody smile, Dollface replies,
"Why not?"
Kinsey then finishes her off with another shot. Then she tries to drive back to Luke, but Man in the Mask arrives there and rams the cop car many times. Kinsey gets out of the cop car and notices the car and truck are leaking fuel. She grabs her lighter and ignites the fuel, causing both cars to explode. However, Man in the Mask somehow survived that and chases after Kinsey in his car. They reach a bridge where he gets out of the car and pulls a shard of glass out of his abdomen and falls to the ground. Kinsey thinks that he is dead now. Kinsey spots another car with a woman and her son approaching. She gets them to stop, but Man in the Mask reappears. Kinsey immediately hops in the back of the car. Man in the Mask also jumps into the car and tries to catch Kinsey, but she grabs a baseball bat from the car and bludgeons him over the head, and he falls on the road. A while later, Kinsey is shown in the hospital and Luke is also there, who is unconscious, which means Luke has also survived. When Kinsey wakes up to drink water, she hears a knock on her door, and here the story ends. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like the video. Thanks for watching.